All right, in this video, I'm going to try to quickly go over all of the things that we've recently added to the SWAPP Church App. And you're going to notice that SWAPP is more changing into a full-featured church app that you can use as a church to communicate amongst each other, pray for one another, engage with events, and have outreach and follow-up, and also the groups, and just about everything you could need, with also contacts and membership management and like a directory kind of built all right within the app. And so we're shooting for that goal, and we're trying to make it affordable and simple and very easy to use. So hopefully we're accomplishing that, and your feedback helps along the way. But let me show you real quickly some of the things that we've recently added. The first thing you're going to notice is the logo is no longer SWAPP branded. You can change that SWAPP logo that shows up on the app and on the dashboard, and you can do that from the profile view. When you're logged into the dashboard, you'll go to the profile and click choose file, and you'll select the file you want to choose, open it, and it is going to have to be this odd looking proportion here, which is about a 1-to-3 ratio of some sort. It basically be like a Facebook banner or something, and you may need a custom design something to fit that, but it has to fit where the original SWAPP logo was. And so that's what you can do with that. And of course you can go into the profile on the dash on your app. If you go over to the app and you click on the church profile there, or it would actually have the SWAPP profile, the SWAPP logo. You can click on that and go to the church's profile, and within there you can see those giving links, but also you can click on that and change the logo. And so that's how you can do that. I'm going to try to briefly show you some of the other features and explain some of the other features that we've added and not go into detail about those things. So really one of the main big things that we've added is some features to the ministries. And so if you go to this dashboard drop down, you'll find the ministries or groups. We'll probably end up calling them groups, and so it's a better way to describe this here. And so in here you can add groups. These would be like subgroups within your church, and typically you'll have like a youth group, or you'll have a Sunday school group, a young adults group, bus routes, and ministries will also be groups typically in your church. And so if you find a need for having this subgroup within the app, you're capable of adding that, and that shows up in the ministries tab here. And we are going to allow for you to be able to categorize these ministries in the future soon into other groups. So if you have multiple Sunday school groups, you're going to be able to group those into, you're going to be able to put those into a folder, so that you don't just have one big old huge list of groups here on this page. And so we're going to be adding that soon. But within here in ministries is basically everything that you can do in the main app, from the main homepage. As a church, you're going to find everything here. And so if I go into this adult Sunday school group, you're going to find a prayer feed. It looks just like the main home feed, but it's this subgroup within the group. And so you're able to, within your main church group, and so you're able to communicate in a smaller way with a smaller group in your church. And of course, you also have events. So if this Sunday school class has events that's specific to the Sunday school class, the admins are going to be able to create those and manage those, and everybody's going to be able to see those events and be reminded about them when they're upcoming and stuff. And so that's kind of how that works. And then soon we're going to be adding check-ins and the contacts into those groups, so that you're going to be able to have a roster and stuff to those groups that you'll be able to check in and follow up with and stuff. So that's the groups. And of course, you're going to be able to receive notifications for events and for the main prayer feed. And so that's what the groups and the ministries does. And I could show you in greater detail about all of the workings of it and how it all works. But this thing here, I would challenge you to use it and give us feedback on it as we currently develop this. So give us feedback on some of these things, and how we can better improve this and meet your needs with these groups in the Soul Winning app. And so now let me go over to the home feed. This home page on the app. This is going to be your prayer feed for the app, but you as an administrator can use it, really, to be honest, however you want. You can You don't have to just add prayer requests. You can add whatever you would like. You can add a Bible verse. You can add a update about something. And everybody that has the app downloaded will receive a notification that something's been added to this event. And so as an admin, of course, you're going to be able to delete any one of these prayers that are added. Users can only delete their own prayers that they add, and you can interact with them that way. And so I would challenge you to try to use this and encourage your people to use this. And if you haven't already, put a prayer request or something here so that when people come into the app, this is the home page and they see that there's something there and it isn't just a blank page that says prayers can be added here. So add something as an administrator here, and it may encourage your people just to add something themselves. And so that's kind of how that works. And events is the other thing that we've added some changes to. And so in events, you previously kind of just always had this big long list of events and it didn't make much sense and they couldn't click on anything. And now you can click on days and it will show you what's happening that day, and there's event cards. So I can select that event and see the details of that event. And this event card will change a little bit over time, but as an administrator, I have the ability to edit and delete events. When we bring locations and stuff to events, then you'll be able to get navigation to the events and whatnot. So that's kind of how all that works. And I can go to the next month there and see all the events in that next month. So that's how that works. And then of course for events, if I add a new event, everybody that has the mobile app receives a notification about that event and they can view it and be reminded about it that way. And so we'll of course, with all of these things and with everything that we build, we can continue to develop it all the time. And so please give us your feedback. It really helps shape the direction of things with your feedback. And so it doesn't land on deaf ears. You can tell us exactly what you want. You may see exactly what you want implemented into it. And so thank you for using the Soul Winning app or SWAPP Church app. Have a good day.